Hey everybody, this is Mike, and this will be my Breath of Fire 3 walkthrough. This one's not gonna be your your typical walkthrough. I guess it'll probably be a little less, I guess, like plot driven. Maybe that's not very accurate. No, maybe not as much plot discussion focused. It'll be more of like a combat system and maybe some tips and tricks here and there as far as the battle system goes. I really like this game. This is one of my favorites. And here I switch. Yeah, I don't know. I like having the menu triangle. Whatever. Not not a big deal, I guess. But whatever. So, anyways, yeah, definitely one of my favorite games. I want to say this came out in like something crazy like '97 or something here in the States, and I when I first played it, I had a really difficult time. This was a difficult game, and I want to say the other Breath of Fire games were kind of the same way. I vaguely remember playing the original Breath of Fire on I think it was Super Nintendo was the first one I ever played. And I remember that one being kind of tough too, but that was also back in the days of I don't think I ever really cruised around on the internet much. It's kind of before a lot of information got out, and I didn't have guides back then, and blah blah blah. So whatever, it was things were a bit more difficult, and that was okay. It made things a little more fun, I think, and rewarding when you actually get past a more difficult place. Um. All right, so the first battle here. I keep forgetting I wanted to try to actually lose, and I keep forgetting to try it out, but I don't know, whatever. Just use Welt Breath. It torches both of them. And then you're gonna want to pick up the melted blade off of this guy. Yeah, there you go, melted blade. That's pretty important. You wanna make sure that we want to have there's a without getting too much into it, the master system, which I will probably not get so much into maybe this video. Once the first one actually becomes available, I'll probably speak a little bit more about it. But anyways, long story short, you're gonna want to have 15 weapons at a certain point in the game, and that one there is important to pick up. If you miss it for whatever reason, I think it'd still be all right. But I would. It's right there. You might as well just pick it up. So torch these two guys. Keep walking. I think you basically just head east. You can take a couple of different paths and stuff, but they don't really lead anywhere. They just lead to, I think, more fights, and there really wasn't there isn't much point to doing that. But yeah, back to the whole Breath of Fire business. Like I said, the very first time I ever played this game, I had a really difficult time with it. There's just a lot to the game that I didn't quite understand, and I think a lot of times I get into the habit of just conserving mana just in games in general, and as well as items. And you can kind of do that to a certain extent in this game, but there are certain enemies and whatnot that just kind of I don't even know if you'd say require the use of AP or a skill here and there, but it just makes it so much easier. So do what you like, but again, once we run into an enemy here or there that are like that, I'll definitely be pointing those out and just giving you a recommendation as far as what I like to do, or how I think that you can get through without too much pain. So, back there in the mine, there was a voice. We were about to torch the big ox guy, and there's a voice inside. I always took it as a voice inside the main character's head that says no, don't, and thus he gets knocked out and caged, and he was shipped off to, I forget where we were about to go. I'm not actually sure. I'm not sure where they were gonna take him. So here we have the introduction of my favorite character. I call him Ree. I think his actual name is Ray. But when I was a kid, I guess I didn't put much thought into correct pronunciation, and so that's kind of how I learned him. I learned to say his name, and I don't suspect I'm going to be changing anytime soon. All right, so here's the cage with the main character here, and obviously he's not a dragon anymore. So Ree takes care of business here, and he's going to I like how he kind of has a moment here where he says, well, I don't have any food to feed you, and even if I did take you home, he kind of goes back and forth, I think, with himself on whether or not he's gonna take you with. And there, being the good guy that he is, he decides to help him out. He better appreciate this. So, Ree, again, one of my favorite characters in the game. He's and he plays, I'd say, a pretty substantial role. He's like, kind of, I don't know if I'd say like Big Brother-ish type, but he takes care of Teepo here, and now the main character. I'm hungry. Welcome home. Is that dinner? Oh man, you'll eat anything, won't you? So they joke around a little bit, I guess I don't know how old these two are supposed to actually be. I guess teens? I guess I would assume. I don't know. But Teepo, I don't know. He looks really... Maybe he's not even a teen yet. Teepo looks really little. And maybe Ree is more like, teenage. So, obviously it sounds like there's some problems getting food. And here we learn Teepo is an orphan too. So yeah, but anyways, it looks like it actually looks like it's fall. The trees and whatnot, and I don't know who this guy. Okay. So this is interesting. The main character is dreaming, it looks like. And who is this pretty lady with what appears to be upside down wings? I don't know. They look weird. They look like their wings upside down. Okay, so that was an interesting dream, I guess, right? Okay. I think this is where we finally get Yeah, we regain control of the main character here, and I don't remember if I saved or not. Nope, looks like I didn't. You can save at that big red book though if you want. And we've got a vitamin and a worm. Worm is used for fishing. Vitamin is an item that can be used in battle to heal yourself. Actually, or out of battle. That storage room down there, that opens up a little bit later. You can't get down there quite yet. But there is, I believe, a healing herb down there in a cabinet. I'm sure I'll be grabbing that a little bit later, but just know that. There's a couple of little animals in this I don't know, animals. They're actually enemies. So that's a goblin right there. You fight those. Same with that Aigu right back there. And they'll actually talk to you about, I think one talks to you about maybe enemy skills and like how you learn them. And I forget what the other one does. I completely forgot to at least talk to them and go through it. But like I said, I'm pretty sure one of them will talk to you about the combat system a little bit and maybe like learning enemy skills or something. So, and then this is a good time to run around out here because you can't get into any random encounters. So I usually just grab this. There's a green apple there, and there's another one down here. So I just pick those up real quick. That way you don't have to go running all the way back over here. Because this area will not be safe forever. This whole area will end up, you'll end up fighting random encounters here in a little bit. But being that the character doesn't have a weapon or armor, they don't make you fight yet. And then here, this little pond gives you these croc tears, and these are actually pretty useful at the beginning of the game. They'll restore 5 health every time you use one of them. And there's a chance that it'll restore any negative, like poison, if you're poisoned and you use one of these. Boy, I really spent a lot of time here. Wow, okay. Anyways, from what I noticed though in combat, it didn't seem to remove poison while I was actually in combat. I was actually, I tried a bunch of times. Now maybe I was just really super unlucky, but I never got it to work in combat. Like I said, it would still restore the 5 health, but it would not remove my poison if I was in combat. Now, it didn't take very many once I was out of combat to remove poison, but again. I guess I would not count on those for removing poisons while you're in combat. There are better items anyway for that. So, and boy, look at Ree's tail. That is really going there. All right. So these guys are obviously breaking into people's houses and trying to get food. Doesn't this just beat all? Now we've got another mouth to feed. And Ree actually, my only gripe about him is that his little catchphrase, doesn't that just beat all? He says it the whole game. Alright, so you gotta initiate this little dialogue with Tipo, and then Ree will break in here into the weapon shop and pick you out some gear. Which he actually doesn't, I believe. It's just clothes. It's actually just a sprite swap. He doesn't actually get you anything from the weapon shop as far as actual armor. I think he does swipe you a dagger though, so I guess that counts. Able to get him something to wear. And I don't know, this stuff looks kind of cool. Is it the left side's got I think the left side's got, a shoulder pad on it that it looks kind of cool. Oh, I don't know. Kind of reminds me of like Road Warrior. I always thought Road Warrior looked pretty badass. And if I remember right, they always, what was it? It was like the left shoulder pad was always for or was made big back when the knights jousted each other, because you know they'd ride with their left shoulder closer to the center, and thus that's the side where, you know, pikes would be coming from. So you didn't need as much protection on the right side of your body. You know, so I don't know, fun fact, I guess. And I don't know if that's what they were going for in the game or not, but that's kind of what it reminded me of. So we should be good if we, you know, if we decide to do any jousting. All right, so just there's a couple of different random items in town, nothing big, but it'll help out here and there. Actually, that's kind of big. That antidote there, that's those are kind of important, or they can be important at the beginning of the game, just because poison can be a huge pain in the butt. The only way to remove poison is actually to sleep like at an inn. Camping will not restore it, or will not remove it. Like, I guess dying in combat removes it. But then you also have to revive in combat, otherwise you suffer a penalty. So that was one interesting thing about this game, and I think previous to playing this, I'm not exactly sure all of the so I saved there, and I made this little stop at this woods up here. This is actually a required area to pass through in a little bit, but I came here early with Ree because having Ree in your party, I mean, Ree is level 5 as compared to my other two characters, and he's a very, obviously quite a bit more durable than the other two. He's got basically double their health, and I believe he even comes with like a piece of armor or something right away too. So he just he can take a bit more punishment than the other two. So it looks like I moved my characters into the defensive formation too, and I would definitely recommend that at the beginning of the game, because you know your characters are so weak, and it can just help. It can help make them a bit more durable in combat. So yeah. So anyway, so I come through here a little bit earlier. One of the things I like to do with my characters, and I don't recommend this to everybody, especially if you haven't already played through the game, but I don't do any leveling, so you'll notice I've been running away from all of these battles just to not gain any experience. And again, you know, I don't recommend that to everybody. It's more of maybe a little more advanced stuff, and it can actually make the game a little bit tedious in the very, very beginning. Because your characters are so weak, and they stay weak for quite some time by doing that. So, you know, again, don't recommend it for everybody, but if you've played through the game already, and I would expect, you know, if you are gonna watch this, it's probably because you're, you know, enjoying the battle, or have enjoyed the battle system about as much as I have. Again, I'm sure there's going to be some spoilers here and there. I'm just gonna say it now, just as a little disclaimer. So I apologize, but I'm sure there will be some here and there. I'm gonna try to do my best to not spoil anything huge, but there will be some. So you've been warned. But anyway, so back to the whole combat system thing. I think, yep, this is where I decided I was going to learn Blind from the Ripper, and I wanted it on the main character. So you can, you know, I don't know if I recommend doing it quite this way, because it makes it takes a little bit longer to learn these skills. Because, so basically, if you use the examine command with everybody, everybody has a chance to learn the enemy skill when the enemy uses it. And I don't know if, in all honesty, I don't know if certain skills are easier to learn than others, or if it's just a, hey, you know, we're going to give you a 25% chance anytime an enemy uses a skill to learn it. I don't know. But there we go. There, I learned it. So, you know, if there is a specific skill that you're after and you want it on a specific character, you know, you can do it that way. Otherwise, just know, though, that the enemy skills, so once you learn it with one character, you learn it. No other characters can learn it. And only one copy of each enemy skill is usable on a character. I should say on any of your characters. So, oh, and here I decided to learn there's another enemy skill here called Snooze that the Aigu uses on its 10th turn. So I decided to learn that too. But anyways, back to the enemy skills. So we'll just take Blind for instance. Once I've learned Blind on my main character, I can't have it simultaneously on Tipo as well. You can't learn it with Tipo and then learn it with, you know, Ray or whatever. It's, you learn it one time with one character and you get that one skill. The cool thing is you get to move it around. It's not stuck on that character, whoever learned it. It's not stuck there forever. You can use what's called skill notes, and I believe we grabbed one there at the beginning of the game from that first treasure chest. And you use that in camp, or at there'll be different blue books around the game that allows you to move them around. So again, you know, once you learn that enemy skill, it's not stuck on that character forever. But like, you know, being that I've got a pretty good idea of who I want my enemy skills on, especially for this beginning part of the game. You know, when you don't have as much, oh, there we go. Learn Snooze right away. I don't know if I got lucky there or not, but that was pretty slick too. So there, like I said, 10th turn, those will learn Snooze. I believe. You know, I'll bring it up actually once we get there. So far, those are the enemies that have had enemy skills. That coin right there, that is very useful. You know, and I actually forgot to mention it though. Tipo has a skill when you use the action command that he can kick things. He can kick rocks and he can kick trees. The main character slashes things with his sword, and Ri can pick locks, which will actually come in handy pretty soon. All right. So we're gonna head to the farm. I'm trying to think. Okay, yeah. So we got to we have to do some quote unquote work. I like these guys. I like their idea of work is to just come down here to this road and mug people as they come by. Yeah, so yeah, that's interesting. Interesting take on work, I guess. Some more rippers. So again, you know, like I said, if you don't want to, actually, we can kind of get back to it. I didn't discuss much why I run away from everything. So I keep my character, specifically my main character, at level 1 until masters become available, which will be fairly soon. Reason being is when you level under a master, you get extra stats in some cases, and you know, most masters have at least some sort of benefit, while simultaneously having a negative impact on your character though as well. The first master in the game actually gives you a bonus to your AP, so the amount of, basically, I don't know, it's kind of like magic points in this game, or a Breath of Fire's version of magic points, and also an intelligence gain, which is, you know, kind of like magic potency, I guess I'd say. So basically, you know, if we were to put it into terms of what our characters are at right now. It'll make the main characters heal stronger, and it will make Teepo's Simoon, or well, does he have Simoon? No, he's got Flare. Sorry, he starts with the Flare spell, so it'll make those skills more potent. But the other thing though about that first master is he gives a penalty though as well to your, boy, is it health and attack? I gotta look it up now because I don't remember right off the top of my head. But again, so you'll be more of a caster basically, or more of a mage, I guess, if you prefer. And that's kind of the way I like to go with my main character. There's some merits to setting your character up differently. Okay, so you lose 1 power and 1 defense every time you level. So okay. Here's the other thing. Every time your character levels, you get a set amount of stats. So there's no randomized stats like some games have when you level. This game is a straight like my main character, when he goes from level 1 to 2, he gets a set amount of intelligence, he gets a set amount of power, set amount of strength, so on and so forth. So what these masters do is they give you a bonus on top of whatever they would normally get, while simultaneously giving you a penalty to whatever their penalized stats are. So anyways, if you really want to get into it, and I don't do this, but what you can do is there are tables out there that will tell you exactly what stats your characters are going to gain at what levels. And at the beginning of the game where there's basically no masters to choose from, or only one here in a little bit, that it doesn't really matter that much, just because you don't have any options anyway. But towards the end of the game, where you've got access to tons and tons of different masters, that becomes more of an option. But and again, I don't personally do that. I pick masters for specific reasons, and once we actually get to them, I guess I will talk about it a little bit more. But anyway, so back outside there, you need to have Ree at the front of your party to unlock Bunyan's door. So that was what I was talking about there. But anyways, back to the masters. Again, at the beginning of the game, we don't have any options. So, and actually, I like to set up my main character to be more of a mage anyway. So that works out with this first master, and I will apprentice under him for a very, very, very long time. Okay, yep. So we gotta go downstairs here, grab the beef jerky out of the closet, and this is what for cabinet, I guess, whatever this thing is supposed to be. And sorry, lost my train of thought here. All right, so I think that was the door opening. Yeah. So Bunyan's back home. And boy, if he went to Windia, man, that guy is fast. He's a huge dude. Surprisingly agile. So back to Masters again. If you really want to kind of go crazy and try to get the most out of the Masters, you can look at the level tables and try to minimize your penalties while maximize your benefits. You can do that. By all means you can. I felt that was a little more I don't know, if at a certain point it feels a little tedious too, because you'll apprentice under a master for a level or two, and then you'll have to switch, and run all over the place and find the other master and so on and so forth. But you can, you can totally do that, and there's something to be said for that. You can make some really, really powerful characters doing that. I prefer to do it a little different way. I typically tend to, at a certain point, stick with one master and just really keep going under that master, and then do other things to minimize the the stat reductions. So and again, once I actually get to some of the other masters, I guess I'll just tell you a little more about what I do. So anyways, back to the story here. Obviously, we got busted by Bunyan trying to rob the guy, and he is going to send Ree up Mount Gloss, and I believe the other boys have to work. Got something else in mind for them. So I don't know. Ree kind of looks at it like, oh, so you're gonna keep them hostage so that I'll do what you want, but that's not really why he keeps the other two here. And Ree actually will hint about it here in a little bit, and I'll speak to that a little bit once we actually get there. But Bunyan, is going to make us chop some firewood here. And this mini game is pretty easy. Basically, Teeple holds the log, the main character chops it, and you just have to get so many. I don't know what the minimum number is before he'll let you go, but again, it's pretty easy. So I believe there's like 4 animations. It's straight up and down. So if you try to chop it when it's straight up and down, that's too early, and you'll hit Teeple. See, because he takes his hand away, and then the log falls. So then there's 2 fall animations, and then the 4th animation is basically when it's too late and you'll just miss. So, again, of the 4 animations, the 2 in the center are the ones that allow you to actually chop the log. So there you go. It looks like I hit 20. That's not bad. There we worked. Now you won't complain if we steal, right? I love Teeple's, I don't know, the way Teeple sees things. So here, Bunyan gives the boys the word of warning, tells them if they don't work, they'll be sorry. One of these days they're going to get in trouble. All right, so the boss goblin there and the boss goblin, it has, there you go, that skill called influence. You can actually learn that, and I don't have the footage of it, unfortunately. I must have learned it and then just kind of took off or something. They've also got a rare, well, I don't know if I'd say a rare steel, a steel called the waist cloth, and that's great. That is the best armor you can get for a long time. And the goblin itself has a bent sword. But anyways, that is going to bring this video to a close. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do, but I hope you join me for more videos. All right, thank you very much for watching.